Hey there, I'm John with Board Game Geek, and today we have Julie Ahern here from Greenbrier Games.
Hey.
So it looks like you are showing us Chaos on Hara, which is the expansion to Champions of Hara.
There you go.
So what's going on here?
So, quick overview for anybody who doesn't know Champions of Hara. Came out about a year and a half ago. So you have a miniatures adventure combat style game where you can play it actually as a versus against each other, a cooperative against a boss monster.
Sure.
Or in solo variants, one for each character. So there's a lot of variety in the core game, and how it works is each of the characters. So I'm going to pick from the expansion one of the new characters, Ayako, who's got her own miniature. So there she is.
Yeah.
And her art. So she is from a planet or a world where everybody is made out of molten lava-esque material. So clearly her abilities are going to be very different than, say, our little guy Gus over here, who's like a water sprite.
Yes.
So each of the characters is from their own reality, and they've been sucked into this kind of conflux of little pieces of all the realities. Mm-hmm. And they are heroes, or the potential to have been heroes, who were sucked out of their reality because their lives were in jeopardy, and the beings that wanted to preserve them and their potential for greatness blipped them into this little space,
Okay.
as it were.
Sure.
So that's cool, and it's all an adventure, and every day is like a Saturday morning cartoon, except that, you know, most of them want to go home and can never do so. And every once in a while, rifts open and threaten to destroy the whole thing and implode, because really this shouldn't exist.
Okay.
So when you're playing versus, you're playing usually a bit of a king of the hill kind of an activity where you are trying to resolve events that happen, and you're trying to fight monsters that come out. And to do that...
This way. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. To do that, events are straight, you read and you are going to roll and resolve it very quickly. It's pretty simple. The monsters, you are going to try to get past their defenses. So you're going to have to beat that number to take that number of hit points, and then they're going to be able to attack you at that range.
Okay.
So it's pretty straightforward. And then to do that, both of these things are allowing you to level up in the 3 different colors of energy. So looking at that, should I just put this in
right in the middle? Yeah.
Perfect. So you have these 3 different levels of energy, and as you resolve things, these move up.
Okay.
Now, how you do that is that you have a handy dandy deck of cards. You start with 4. And they're pretty basic, moving, attacking, or using your special ability at its base level. Mm-hmm. You are either taking the card from in hand and placing it on the board. You'd put it in front of you, not on the direct board. Or on a subsequent turn, you can do the action that's on the bottom. So you have 8 actions that you can use. You do 3 in a turn, and it's a bit of a puzzly thing that you can do to decide them. So you're a lot of times strategizing how you're going to play them out to maximize, how do I get this monster in one go?
Sure.
How do I move over to it and attack, or move over and wait and then attack the next turn, that kind of a thing. The additional thing is that each of the characters have their own way of having their special power. So this particular character, who we were just showing, so she's made of lava, and she's far from home. And she actually misses her kids. She was sucked away. She had children. They're with their grandmother. They're okay. But she's made her own little spark children. So her ability is to send them out to do damage on her behalf.
Okay.
Other characters are much more straightforward, where their ability is going to be something where they level up in power, and they're charging up. One big shot where they get extra boost to their attack, and then it goes back down.
Okay.
So just depending on the character that you like, you can do something that's more complex, or you can do something that's much more straightforward, depending on what your game style is.
Okay. So this expansion brings in the new characters out here, and what else does it bring to the game?
New characters who have a slightly more complex level of gameplay, for the most part. In addition, you have some new monsters. So you have the Witch King. You have Gubrius, who is literally made of, is actually rather timely, he's made of phlegm. And he has his little globulins. So he's also got 5 different autonomous beings that are going out and moving separately. So you've got a lot of moving targets, as it were. And you have Ares. So you have new bosses, you have new characters, and you have new mechanisms of how a lot of autonomous movement of different characters. And then you also have the rifts, which open up that also now move as well. They used to be pretty stationary, now they're a moving target.
So does this increase the overall playtime of the game usually when you're playing with the expansion?
It does, because it also adds up to 6 characters, 6 players.
And it was 4 before?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So the time, will be up a little bit, about up to 2 hours.
Okay.
It's usually an hour and a half, an hour to an hour and a half, depending on number of players in the original game.
Of course.
This is going to be slightly longer, but also slightly more complex gameplay.
Understand. So what is the release schedule for this one?
June, I want to say 24th. It's the end of June. It's that last week of June. I know that much.
So in a couple months, this one should be releasing. And well, thanks, Julie, for coming on and showing us Chaos on Hara.
Thank you so much.